Hello and welcome to Module 6 of Real Estate Management. In this module, we shall be discussing land and property acquisition in Nigeria. That is navigating ownership, registration, and fraud prevention. The module content that we shall be looking at include types of land ownership in Nigeria and how to acquire land in Nigeria, step-by-step guide to registering land in Nigeria, how to acquire a house in Nigeria, step-by-step guide to registering a house in Nigeria, common land and property fraud and how to avoid them. Then we will now draw a conclusion. Let us begin with the introduction to land acquisition in Nigeria. Land is a critical asset for economic development, personal security, and wealth creation in Nigeria. The process is governed by the Land Use Act of 1978, customary practices, as well as state-level registrations and regulations. Why does it matter? It matters because land is a complex legal framework. So land is a critical asset that requires a complex legal framework. There is high risk of dispute and fraud in land transaction. Therefore, essential knowledge for investors, homeowners, and professionals is needed. Having known that, let us look at the legal framework, that is the Land Use Act of 1978. The key principle of Land Use Act is that all land in each state is vested in the governor, held in trust for the people. So the Land Use Act of 1978 vested all land ownership to the state governor to be held in trust for the people. The implication is that individual and organization hold right of occupancy, not absolute ownership. Key requirement is it requires governor's assent. So governor's assent is needed for land transfer. That is to say, for you to transfer land from one party to another, you need governor's consent. So registration at the state land registry and compliance with state and local laws. Now let us look at types of land ownership in Nigeria. We have statutory right of occupancy, which is granted by the state governor, which usually lasts for 99 years and it is renewable after 99 years. We have customary right of occupancy, which is based on tradition and customary law. We have freehold or demand ownership, which is absolute ownership, which was in existence before the introduction of Land Use Act. Then we have leasehold, which involve the use of land for a fixed term, usually on rental basis. We have family and communal land, which is land managed by family or community head. Then we have inheritance and gift, which is acquired through succession or as a gift. So these are types of land ownership in Nigeria. Having known that, let us look at how to acquire land in Nigeria. That is the key steps that one must follow to acquire land in Nigeria. Phase 1, you conduct due diligence. Under the due diligence, you now conduct a land search at the state land registry. So you conduct whether the land you want to buy is registered at a state level. Then you verify seller's title and check for encumbrance. Then you confirm zoning and land use compliance. That is, you confirm whether the land use is in compliance with local laws. Then phase 2, which involves transaction and document, you now negotiate, agreed on the price, and make your necessary payment. Then another step is prepare and sign deed of assignment. Having done that, the number 6 step is obtain a registered surveyor plan. Then after that, you now phase 3, which is title perfection. That is when you want to register the land, having purchased the land. You now apply for and obtain governor's consent. You now pay your stamp duties and registration fee. And then finally, you registered at the state land registry. So these are steps required to acquire land in Nigeria. Now let us look at the key documentation for proof of ownership. These are documents that prove that a land belongs to a particular person. Number 1 document proof is certificate of occupancy, C of O. which is primary title for government. Number 2 document is the deed of assignment, which is proof of transfer from seller to buyer. Then number 3 is survey plan, which shows boundary and the dimension of the land. Then number 4 document is a governor's consent letter, which validates a transfer of land from one party to another. Then receipts and evidence of payment, which is a proof of the transaction. So these are some of the documents that prove ownership of land. Now let us look at how to acquire a house in Nigeria, the step-by-step approach. Number 1 step is budget and finance. Here you budget your finance, that is, you make your budget on the types of the amount of house you want to purchase. So you check your budget and determine how much you have. That is budget and financing. Having done that, number 2 step, you choose the property and the location. So you choose the location of the land where you want to buy. Then number 3, you now conduct due diligence. You verify the title and check for encumbrance. You verify the sellers and as well as the title, in order not to fall into a fraud hand. Number 4 step is engagement of professionals. You engage professionals like lawyer, real estate agent, and surveyor to help you acquire the land. Then number 5 step is negotiate and sign agreement. Under this step, you sales agreement with clear terms are specified and agreed on. Then number 6, obtain governor's consent if it is required. Then number 6 step, execute deed of assignment. Then number 8 step, you pay fees and register the land. That is payment of stamp duties and registration fee. Then number 9, which is the last step, you take possession and maintain your property. So this is how to acquire a house in Nigeria. So having known that, let us move further as we look into step-by-step guide to registering land and houses. Number 1 step is title verification. Here you conduct search at the land registry, usually at the state level. Then number 2 step is engage solicitor. Here you hire lawyers for documentation. Number 3 step is governor's consent. Apply with deed, survey plan. So you use your survey plan, deed of agreement, and proof of payment, and apply for governor's consent. Then number 4 is your deed of assignment. You prepare, execute, and stamp your deed of assignment. Number 5 step is your survey plan. You develop your survey plan. That is, engage registered surveyor to survey the land. Then number 6 step is where you pay your fees and taxes. Example like stamp duties and registration fee. Then number 7 step is submit the land to the state land registry. That is submitting all the necessary documents for registration. Then the number 8 step is verification and approval. So once the submitted document has been verified and approved at the state level, then they will now issue you certificate of ownership, certificate of occupancy. Then number 10 step is secure your document. So you now keep all the copies of your document in a safer place. So having done that, let us look at common land and property fraud in Nigeria. So there are so many fraud that exist in Nigeria. Number 1 is fake land titles. That is forged C of O and deed of assignment. So these are some of the common land and property fraud that you may experience in Nigeria. Then double selling. This practice involves selling one property to more than one person. So selling same property to multiple buyers. So these are some of the fraud you can find in Nigeria. Then ghost property. Here, the agent will tell you that the property exists where the property does not exist. That is non-existent land sold to buyers. Then number 4 fraud is unapproved development. Estate without government approval may be sold. So when the person buy it, you now fall into fraud hand. Number 5 is impersonation. That is posing as the owner or agent or official of a particular property when the property does not belong to you. So this is a fraud that may be found in Nigeria. Then false agency. That is unauthorized agency collecting fee for a particular landed property that does not belong to him or her. Then hidden encumbrance, undisclosed mortgage or legal claims. So these are some of the fraud that could be found or common in land and property acquisition in Nigeria. Having known that, let's move further how to avoid property fraud. Number one, strategy to avoid property fraud is verify the property at the land registry, confirm ownership and encumbrance. Number two, check governor's consent, that is validate transfer approval. Number three, you can engage professionals, that is the use of licensed lawyers, agent and surveyor before you make such transaction. Now, number three step is physical inspection. Visit the property and verify the boundaries. Then fifth step is request for original. Always insist on original document before you make payment. Number six is avoid upfront large payment. Use escrow or stage payment. Don't pay a huge sum of money as a form of upfront payment when you have not verified the true ownership of the land. The another step is research developers and agents. Check credentials and track record. Then number seven, the last, okay, number eight, the last, consult local authorities. Confirm zoning and approval. Ensure that the land used are aligns with local laws. So these are some of the ways to avoid some of these landed property fraud. Now let us look at practical tips for self-acquisition. Here you start with a search. Never skip due diligence. Use registered professionals such as lawyer, surveyor, and real estate agent. Document every payment. Get official receipt. Beware of too good to be true deals. That is common red flags. So beware of too good to be true deals. So you have to be aware of this. Register immediately after purchase. So once you finish making your payment, register your land because delay risk fraud. Now, another practical tips is stay updated on state-specific regulation. Law varies from state to state. In conclusion, land and property acquisition in Nigeria requires legal knowledge, due diligence, and caution. The Land Use Act of 1978 is the central, that is, governors' consent and registrations are mandatory. Fraud is prevalent but avoidable with verification and professional helps. Following the step-by-step process ensure legal protection and secure ownership of real estate property. Thank you and God bless you.